Welcome to another episode of Point Blank. I'm Riley, joined by Anna, and we have a lot to go over tonight. First thing, before we get into things, did I tell you that I got Taylor Swift tickets?
That's not what I needed to hear today.
I jumped in line. I was like, okay, I got in the queue at 9:30. I got the verified whatever, like you're verified, you're selected to get the pre-sale tickets. So I jumped in line at 9:30. The queue opened at 9:50 and I was in it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to be in this queue for like hours. And then it said like at 10 o'clock it said 250 people ahead of you. And I was like, oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
And then after 30 seconds it went down to 180, then it went down to 100, and I was like, this is going really fast. I got my tickets by like 10:05 a.m.
That is so nice. My mom got put on, like my mom was trying to get them for us and she got put on the wait list, so I already was like,
Yeah.
it's done.
Yeah.
I'm hoping she like adds more dates or does something.
Oh, did it sell out?
I don't know if it's sold out, but I'm assuming that I'm not in a good position to get the tickets as of right now.
I don't know how I did it, because like a lot of people that told me they were doing it too, they got on like 15 minutes before me, 30 minutes before me, and they were in the queue for like 6 hours.
You just got lucky.
It
was meant to be. You're meant to be there.
It definitely, there was something that messed up in the system. They're like, oh, we'll let him in.
Yeah.
Maybe because I bought nosebleeds, they're like, he's right at the top.
It doesn't matter.
But yeah.
But there are no bad seats. Like I've been to 2 of her tours now, and honestly, there's no bad seats for her concert. Like the visuals and everything that she does, and she always has like the bracelets or the rings that light up, and she's always like, I can see every single one of you. Like, so I don't know.
Yeah.
She makes you feel special when you're up there.
So excited. I was like, I'm just gonna do it. It was like kind of impulsive too.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the biggest Swiftie.
But that's gonna be an amazing tour.
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah. I'm gonna obviously keep trying.
Yeah.
And I'll keep everyone updated on how that goes.
Well, it crashed. The site crashed, and there was like a million people trying to get tickets.
Poor Ticketmaster.
I know.
They tried their best too with like the pre-sale and like the whatever, and
like the Capital
still couldn't keep up with it.
But it was like historically like the biggest reach they've had for Ticketmaster ever.
Not surprised.
Not
like
surprised
even
at
a
all.
little bit. Like just like she hasn't done anything yet, like branding wise, like really other than announcing the name of the tour. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's
done.
That's all she needs. That's all she needs. Well, the 2023 Grammy nominations were just announced earlier this week, and Beyoncé scored the highest number of nominations this year with 9. Right behind her are Harry Styles, Adele, and Lizzo, but this year was nothing short more of snubs and surprises. Okay, so I'm kind of happy with this year's nominations.
Yeah, I mean, like, to be honest, unpopular opinion, the Grammys to me kind of like fell off. Like, I feel like nobody's really striving for Grammys as hard as like they did in the past. I kind of feel like they've lost a lot of credibility. Yeah. And artists, like every year more and more artists are like, I'm never going back again. Yeah. And so I feel like when you, for example, Ariana Grande, she's never made like any public statements of like, oh, I'm never going back, but we've seen them like mistreat her before. Right. So I feel like when you lose big icon artists like that, you also kind of lose their fan base in terms of like credibility. Although I was also very happy with the nominations. I'm a big Harry Styles fan, so I was very excited to see he was on there quite a bit. Beyonce obviously deserves the world. Like I was happy to see her nominated for a lot as well. But there was a lot of like randoms too.
There were a lot of randoms. Beyonce is now the most nominated artist in history.
Makes sense.
Topping her husband, which I feel like is cool.
As it should be.
Like,
absolutely.
First of all, it's cool that the two of them are the top 2 nominated artists ever, but also the fact that she was like, haha.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that she's thrilled about that.
But I agree. I feel like the Grammys, depending on who releases an album when, I feel like the Grammys are always about the same people.
Yes.
And like, just talked about going to her tour, but Taylor Swift is somebody who will, without a doubt, like be nominated for a Grammy, and I feel like she always wins.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, I don't really know the rules or like the timing or how it's submitted or whatever, but like she just came out with an album. Yeah. Wasn't nominated. Is that because it was too late?
I think it was too late. I think she'll be nominated for the next year.
Is that how it works? Because I was going to say, I was curious of like, if she would have done it earlier, like in order to try and get nominated. I wasn't sure how it worked. But I mean, All Too Well was nominated quite a few times.
it
I think
was.
that should win the video.
Oh, if it doesn't
miles
win the
away.
video,
That was a whole production.
it was an entire production. That's what I was gonna say. It's like a movie.
Yeah.
It's not even just a music video.
Yeah.
And so,
Actors were great.
yeah, the amount of effort they put into that video, I feel like it deserves that win.
Yeah, and just like the story and the details
Mm-hmm.
and just even the whole thing behind it, just the fact that like she's re-recording in general
Yeah.
because of Mr. Scooter Braun
Mr.
and
Scooter
like
Braun, yep.
whatever. I feel like it would be such a statement for her to win. So I would like to see that for
Yeah,
sure.
I agree. Who are you rooting for album of the year? Harry?
Yeah.
I think I'm pulling for Adele.
Really?
I was obsessed
her.
with that album.
Yeah.
That album I had on repeat for months after
Yeah.
it came out. And I don't know, I feel like it kind of got overlooked now that like so
Mm-hmm.
many big albums have come out. They're like, oh, we forgot about this album. But it's such a good album from
Yeah.
like start to finish. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling for that.
Yeah, I have to pull for Harry just because I've been with him since the beginning.
Yeah.
So I just want to see this happen for him really
Yeah.
bad. I feel like his album was so, it's, to me nowadays, it's rare that albums that are very mainstream are really, really good
Yeah.
and like thought out in the way of trying to make their fans happy instead
Right.
of trying to win a Grammy
Right.
or trying to like win awards or be number one. And or even like I feel like now so many songs that come out, and I don't know if I'm just like thinking too much into this, but when songs come out and they go viral on TikTok, I'm like, there's a formula for songs that go viral on TikTok, and
Yeah.
I feel like they try
No,
to
definitely.
do that.
They want like bigger artists like Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Ariana Grande. All these people don't really need to put their songs on TikTok because they
Exactly.
know people will listen.
Of course.
But like somebody like Meghan Trainor.
Yes.
She is on TikTok and she is jumping on that train.
Yes, that
and
is a great example, actually.
Yeah, that's why all of her songs are so popular.
Yeah, because I don't know what it is. Like, I couldn't sit here and be like, this is what goes viral on TikTok. If I knew, then I would make millions myself.
Yeah.
But when I hear it, I like know that
Yeah.
something's put in there. There's going to be a dance that goes with
Yeah.
it, like something, I don't know. And I just get annoyed because I'm like, that's not what music is about. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be trying to like go viral on TikTok with your.
And
I
now
don't
it's
know.
like seen for like About Damn Time by Lizzo.
Yeah.
That was like a TikTok song.
Right.
But it's a great song, but because
Mm-hmm.
it came out on TikTok and like people were using it as a TikTok dance,
Yeah.
now it's seen as a TikTok song and not like
Right, and I would not want to be seen as a TikTok song if I was an
No.
artist. I also feel like for myself personally, with the exception of maybe a few, I feel like I skip a song. Like I'm not going to go like a song on Spotify
Mm-hmm.
because I hear it on TikTok 400 times a day. Like
Yeah.
it kind of ruins it for me.
But then again, you have to look at it on this in the way that like it's getting her more
Of
listens
course.
and it's getting her more money.
Of
Like,
course, but that's why I'm
probably
sad.
why they're doing it.
Yeah.
But I agree, it is taking away from like the writing music to write music,
Mm-hmm.
not like to make money or to go viral.
Yeah, like I like when I feel like, growing up, the albums that won Grammys were albums that they made it because they liked the music and they were just doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
And then it also got really popular
Yeah.
and the artist was probably already popular and did really well and won a Grammy. Now I feel like everything is very calculated.
Yeah.
Which maybe it was always that way and maybe now we're just growing up and
Yeah.
seeing
now
it.
we get to see it.
But I mean, I'm curious who's they're going to have perform.
I know. I don't know who's hosting it. Do you know?
I don't either.
Part of me was like, is it Trevor Noah? But I don't think it is. I think he hosted last year. But
I don't know.
I need to look it up. But I hope they have good performers.
I saw that Doja got nominated a few times,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm wondering. I don't know what she's doing recently. I don't know if you follow her on Instagram.
She's like has no hair.
she
anymore.
like went off the
Eyebrows
deep
gone.
end somehow. I don't even
Yeah,
know
who
what's
knows
going
what
on.
she's doing.
But she, yeah. So I could see them having her perform.
Yeah.
Maybe Adele.
Oh my God! If Adele
I could see her having
performs
them
at the
perform.
Grammys.
Yeah.
Because she didn't do her residency because of whatever's happening there in
What do you mean?
Vegas.
She didn't do it?
No, she canceled it. I think. Well, she postponed it.
Because I saw her when we went to Vegas. I saw her billboards
Yeah,
everywhere.
no,
she didn't end up doing
postponed
it.
We were going to go like the week that it opened. And then she, like a week before she was supposed to open, she was like, I'm so sorry, I can't do it. Like, it's not ready, blah, blah, blah.
No way.
Yeah, so she had to postpone it. So I think she is still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But she hasn't like performed, especially this album, because of that situation. So seeing her on the Grammys would be amazing. Also,
Yeah.
like Harry Styles, would love to see him perform.
He might perform too.
I think I don't know how to pronounce her name, but the girl that sings A B C D E F U, Gayle.
Not a
Gayle?
clue.
I
I
don't
was
know.
very surprised to see that song nominated.
Yeah.
That was like up against who that's up against. I
Mm-hmm.
was just very like, why is that here?
Yeah, and I don't hate the song. Like I think it's a good song.
It's not
but
not Grammy worthy.
No, I don't think it's Grammy worthy. But I think it was like a huge hit.
Oh, it definitely
So-
was. But I just feel like those kinds of songs are more for like Billboard #1 hit,
Mm-hmm.
move on. Grammys, I feel like has to be more about like the art aspect of it, the
Right.
writing
Right.
and the like message behind
Right.
it, and like also the composition of the music. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like I feel like there's a place for songs that go viral on the radio to be honored, and I just
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
don't know if it's the Grammys.
So you want Harry to win. Do you think he'll
Mm-hmm.
win? Or do you think it'll go to someone else?
I don't know. See, I like try to predict every year, and I'm always wrong.
I'm always wrong.
I'm
Oscars,
wrong every
Grammys,
single
whatever.
time.
I'm like,
So
I feel like we always pick the front runners. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Like for me, I want Adele to win. I probably am gonna predict that Beyonce is gonna win,
yeah,
but I feel like it's gonna be like somebody so far fetched that we don't even know.
yeah. I could definitely see Beyonce winning out of like principle,
Mm-hmm.
but I also feel like I don't know. I feel like the Academy tries to surprise us,
Yeah.
which is not the point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like,
I
as you
think
can tell, I'm a little
Lizzo's gonna
annoyed
take
by
it
them.
home. Like,
Lizzo?
Imagine.
She's
Which, Not
amazing.
knocking her album. Her
Queen.
album's great, but like,
Yeah.
I feel like she's unexpected to take
Yeah.
it home in comparison to those albums. But I have no idea what they're gonna do.
Yeah. I mean, we'll just have to wait
I
and
guess
see.
so. We'll make predictions with each other
Yeah.
and see who gets more.
Oh, we should do that.
We'll do a little comp.
Oh, definitely. In other news, Pete Davidson has seemingly moved on from Kim K as he was supposedly spotted out with Emily Ratajkowski. Could this be Hollywood's newest romance?
I am so glad that you had to pronounce that because I'm like, if I say that, I do
Ratajkowski?
not know how to say her name.
I just say Emrata. I don't even
Emrata.
go that far.
I'll just call her Emily. Like,
Well, how do you Ratajkowski?
I genuinely have no idea. I was
don't
like, I'm
know.
gonna make Anna say this one,
Yeah.
so I don't have to struggle.
That's okay. All I know is that Gibby from iCarly had her first,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day,
Pete
that's
Davidson
the
is
best
gonna have a
meme that's
word
ever
with
come. That's the best meme that's ever come out of this. I'm not surprised. Like this
Yeah.
stuff happens all the time, and I don't know. Not that I think the Kim K stuff was like publicity at all.
Well, did you
But-
see that it was possibly like, oh, are they actually done or are they back on? Like I
That
saw.
yeah, I saw something like that a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
and I was like that would be fun.
I know, and I was like,
but
please. And then I saw this, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how Pete Davidson keeps pulling all of these
I saw
beautiful
this-
women, but
I saw this one thing on Twitter, and it was like Pete Davidson as soon as he goes to heaven, and it's like him sitting next to Marilyn Monroe.
no, but literally, but
It's-
that's
I
the
don't know
thing.
how-
I've always said it's the funny guys.
It is. Mhm.
Girls don't care about looks; they care about like if you're funny, and that's like
he-
the
yeah.
main. And he is funny.
I just also like, how does he come in contact with these people? Like, I know Kim was
Yeah.
SNL, but like, did he hit her up in her DMs or
Do you
like?
think she hit him up?
Yeah, like I don't know.
I don't see him like hitting people up.
He just like
I
goes.
don't
He's
know.
like, I'm gonna sit back.
let them come
whatever-
to
yeah,
me.
mhm.
Well, because Kim Kim asked for his number.
Yeah.
I think Ariana did the exact same thing, asked for his number, or like was interested in him 1st from her being on Saturday Night Live ages ago.
Yeah.
So he just has something, I don't know.
He has that charm about him that
Yeah.
not many people have.
No, and like I don't,
I
good
also-
for him.
I feel like it's an industry thing too. Like
Yeah.
in this industry, we see so many people that are so like funny on camera and so nice
Yeah.
on camera, but then behind the scenes, it's like, okay, like I'm going to my dressing room, don't talk to me till our next shoot.
Right.
But he seems like somebody who's like just walking around, like talking to everybody, doing whatever. Like,
Yeah. What I like about him, I really like him a lot. I
Me
just
too.
think that it's just funny because that he's the one pulling all these people when
Yeah,
there
yeah.
are other celebrities that exist. But he seems very down to earth. He seems very humble. He seems like he, was raised well, and I just think that that's like what they're attracted to because he seems like a very just like chill,
Yeah.
not really caught up in this
Right.
industry because his personality is what got him
Yeah, he's not
to
a
where he is.
typical,
Right.
you know, comedian in the
Yeah.
industry or
Or
typical
even
actor,
just like
whatever.
singer, actor, like whatever. I feel that when you have that talent, you
Yeah.
immediately put yourself on a pedestal and you're
Right.
like, I'm better than everyone.
Right.
But his talent is quite literally being himself.
Right.
So I think
Yeah.
that that's why he's like kind of gonna stay true to himself for his
Yeah,
entire
I
career,
agree.
which
I
makes
just
me
want to
happy.
know how long will this relationship between them last? Because
Probably not long.
no, I don't think so. Like Ari's was probably his longest.
Mm-hmm.
Kim's was like barely even a year.
Right.
How long was that? Like 6 months?
I don't know. It's hard to
I-
tell because of like this, you know,
Yeah,
what
like, I
what's
have-
put out when. So I'm not. It felt like less than a year
Yeah.
for sure.
So like I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be short lived. I just want
Yeah.
to see like who he actually ends up with because it's just gonna be like the weirdest thing. Or who's coming next? Like,
Who's, yeah,
it
literally
sounds
Marilyn
like-
Monroe.
It'll be Marilyn Monroe. I don't know. But good for him.
Good
He's-
for
he's pulling
him.
all the
I'm
good-looking
rooting for
gals.
him.
Me
I
too.
want him to like settle down and stop doing all of this like nonsense.
Yeah. Well, he left SNL.
I know that made me sad.
I know. But I think because now he's on to bigger, better things type thing. Like, but I want to see
But
him
what
in
are those bigger
that's
and
what
better
Like, I want to
things?
see him in a movie. I want to see
Yeah.
him like as the lead of a comedy movie or even in a show, like whatever it may be.
It'd be weird to see him act because he doesn't really
He's
like on
been in
SNL
some
is not
stuff.
really like. Is he really?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but he's like recently acted in some
Oh,
things.
that's awesome. Because like the King of Staten Island is like not, you know,
Yeah,
it was just
right.
okay, go ahead, like and record him.
Yeah.
But I feel like SNL, like yes, it's acting because of the sketches and stuff, but it's really not, you know, a character and like an actual feature film or like a TV show. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how he would do. I just don't think I could ever watch him play a character and
No,
be like,
he's one of
that's
those
just
people
Pete
that it's like, especially when they're known for one thing.
yeah.
And even like actors that like play one role. Like for example, for me, I know it's not like this for everyone, but Anna Kendrick, I cannot see her in any other
Oh.
role
See, my
because I just think of
example-
Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, my example is going to be Steve Carell. And I know that he's done serious roles, but for me, I just see The Office. Like, I can't,
Yeah.
like, separate
Yeah.
the two.
A lot of comedians like Will Ferrell, same way.
Yep. He cannot play a serious role.
No.
Kevin Hart, like, all these
No.
people play the same character in every movie. And they're
Yeah.
great at it.
Yeah.
And, like, all power to them. But it's hard to separate.
I know, I agree. Well, let's bring on our Hot Topics contributor, Liz Beth, to hear about some of the latest controversy.
Nick Cannon has once again become a father to a baby girl, making it his 11th child and his third with Abby De La Rosa. In recent months, Cannon has received hate for having multiple children with different women. I'm all for having as many kids as you want, but I just feel like multiple baby mamas is bizarre to me, and the fact that they're all okay with it is
It's not even like it's like 2 or 3. It's like
11.
He has 11 kids, and like maybe 2 of the baby mamas have 2 of them.
Yeah.
Like, he has so many, and I honestly think he's doing it for the meme now.
Yeah.
He's like, everybody thinks I'm so ridiculous for having kids, so you know what? You get a kid. You get a kid. Like,
which like he's rich, so he can take care of them. But I'm just like, how do you properly hang out with each one and give them that love?
I don't think he does.
No, he
If I
definitely
had
doesn't.
to imagine, he definitely has like little to no relationship with all of
Yeah.
these children because it's not like he's not busy
yeah.
making other kids.
He also has, yeah, true. He also has a 12th one on the way.
Is he actually?
What?
Yeah. Literally a week after it was announced that the 11th child was born, it was announced that he is the 12th one on the way.
Where is he like?
Well, none of them
I don't know.
care. Like they were literally like, I've seen interviews of the baby mamas, and they're just like, you know, my relationship and his relationship is private and it's good, and we have an understanding. And I'm like, you
They
could
probably just
literally
want
catch a
money.
Yeah.
Like
they
at
want
that
money.
point, they just want his money.
Mhm.
I feel like. And if he's but like, why is he okay with that? Is my question.
Yeah,
Because it's not like he
exactly.
wants
I
this
don't
many
know.
kids.
Like, I just want to know what goes through his head. That's like, okay, I think it would be a good idea to have 12 kids with 6 different women.
and I
Like,
just don't even think it's an accident.
no.
no,
I
it doesn't
don't
feel that way
no.
anymore.
Well, actually, I almost think that it is in a way, but not like, oh, we were trying to be careful. Like, I think he just doesn't care. He's like, if it happens, it happens. Like, I
But
think
like
that's how he looks
people
at it.
literally struggle to get pregnant. Like, so many people struggle with that. How on earth is he just, how are there 12?
I don't
He
know.
does it. I mean, and I think it really just is that because people have 14, 12 kids. Back in the day, they had a bunch, but I think
Uh-huh.
it's just the fact that it's because he's doing it with so many different women, and they don't care.
No,
They don't care. And it's
Yeah.
so crazy to
I
me.
don't get it. I don't know. I like, in a way, lost respect for him because he used to be like very talented. Not saying he's not talented
Yeah.
anymore, but now the only reason he's in the news is because he's having another kid.
Yeah, he kind of like fell off.
Yeah.
Is
he's
that
like-
his strategy? Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll get in the headlines
Yeah.
every
And
time.
he's still hosting The Masked Singer, but like, besides that,
But
like,
the gender reveals and like the pictures, like the maternity pictures, are always so cute too.
Is
So,
he like,
seems
is he
so
like
intimate?
taking these pictures with these women and like, is he
Yeah.
like
He's, like,
doing
booked-
the
he's,
whole
like-
thing?
they're like, can you come to the maternity shoot? She's like, oh, I'm booked with my other one. Like, pick another time. Like,
Is he like posting on Instagram when the child
like,
is
I don't
born? Like,
know.
what is going
He does it,
on?
I think it's more the baby mama does it, and then the mother of the child. I need to stop saying it like that. But then, but then, like he kind of just says, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
here's my other kid." I wonder
Oh.
if he knows all their names.
he probably has a list on his notes. Like, who am I
Maybe.
going to see today? Okay, this one.
Maybe there's like, like women that want to be single moms. They're like, this is a great way for me
Yeah.
to do that and then
Yeah.
have money to be able to do it by
Literally.
myself. Like, I don't know.
True. Maybe
I'm not
that's
gonna
their
judge
goal.
anyone. I'm like, but him, he's a little.
Yeah.
I'm sketched out by him.
Me too.
But I mean,
Forget him.
girls
I
gotta
don't-
do what girls
Yeah,
gotta do. I guess.
True.
At least he has money.
Yeah.
At least he has money. Well, Nikita Dragon was recently arrested and was charged with a felony battery, a misdemeanor for disorderly conduct, and a violation of a municipal ordinance. What do you guys think about this situation?
I don't know exactly everything that happened, like the day that she got arrested. I don't know all of the details.
Yeah, I don't either.
My main concern is the fact that she is a transgender woman and was held in a male facility.
I saw that today. I saw something today though that said that she wasn't, which I don't understand. Them
No,
because
she asked them. She
I
asked
know.
the judge.
And then today I saw something that was like Nikita said she wasn't actually in a whatever. So I'm wondering either whatever she said got taken out of context
Maybe.
or she like did that in the moment to try and like drive attention
Yeah.
towards like her and like getting help or whatever.
Maybe after she asked the judge, like, hey, can I not be in a male facility?
Maybe.
The judge did say, she was like, I can try to see if I can make some accommodation. So maybe
Yeah.
there was an accommodation made and she got moved.
Yeah, I didn't like click on the headline that I saw today, but I just saw that it was like a quote, and she was like, "I wasn't actually in men's, whatever." So I
Yeah.
don't know
But it
if
also
that
on
happened
her-
though. That's messed up.
Yeah. It on her certificate of arrest or whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever document you get, it said her sex was male. So, I mean, I feel like they kind of add up.
Yeah.
So when I was looking, it said the judge was kind of like, "Y'all are not gonna get me." That's literally like how it was kind of displayed
Mhm.
because apparently,
She's like, "I don't make the rules up there."
yeah,
Yeah.
well, not even that, but I don't know if she was in a male facility. She might have been, but she was in a whole separate room. Like she was by herself, so nothing would happen to her. I think they did want to prevent that. But the reason for her going to jail, like she was like, like nude somewhere, and I was just like,
And then she like threw a water bottle at a cop. And
Oh.
oh,
She,
okay.
okay, so from what I got from it, she was in her hotel room
Yeah.
and she was blasting the music, and then somebody like called the front desk to say it was too loud. I guess like one of the staff went and told her to turn it down, and she said no. So then they sent like the hotel security to go tell her to turn it down. She said no. So then they sent the actual cops, and she
She's
said
probably
no.
drunk.
She was like, "You
too.
can't tell me what to do," blah blah blah. Or she was like, "The only person that can control me is me."
Oh my
And
god.
then
I
I
just-
think they went back and forth, and she must have been naked, and then she was throwing things.
Yeah. Well, what I read is that she was at a pool, like naked, and I was just like,
Seems there's a lot of different
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah, there's a lot
But
of layers here.
I saw a conspiracy on TikTok that was like really weird. Apparently there were like fans, well not apparently because like I saw the videos of them there,
Oh,
but there were
waiting.
fans like waiting to get
Yeah,
her
I
out.
saw that.
And then like this was the one that I saw that was really weird, and like this is definitely more than likely not true, but there was a fan there waiting to get her out, and then somebody from like her team, like Nikita's team, messaged this fan and was like, hey, like you can go home, like we're handling it, like we're sending people to get her, like blah blah blah. And then something happened where another fan went, and then Nikita was like, can you please take me home? Like she had actually gotten out, like they didn't actually send anybody to get her. So I'm like, is this like, what is the reason for that? Is there like something fishy going on with like with her team, and like she's not getting support, or was this like a publicity stunt and they were trying to drag it out? Like I don't know, there's like a lot to me that seems weird about it.
I saw that same video like on TikTok, and it was basically where the fan was like, no one showed up, and I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? But at the same time I was like, why would people be showing up? And
there was a video of a fan driving her home. That's what it looked like to me. Like she was like this, and Nikita was like in the back. So like I don't know if that was like from something else. Like again, like so many things get taken out of context.
I just imagine being in her position, and she has a fan drive her home from jail, and the fan's like, Nikita, pose, and she's just like in the background. Like what?
I don't know. It was all really weird to me, but a lot of people, well, some people were obviously concerned because she was in a male facility, but a lot of people were like, because Nikita's very controversial, a lot of people were just like, it doesn't matter. Like,
no, it 100% does.
And I was like,
I think like no matter how controversial somebody is, like that their identity, like and their safety, like that doesn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, like she's not 100% my favorite person in the entire world, but like when I saw that she was being held in a male facility, I was just like, that is so dangerous, like just for so many reasons.
And if it is all true, and I think she was, I believe she was, if it is true, imagine how she felt and how scared she might be, and like whether she was in her own separate room, or like whether she was just in her own separate cell, and then she had to walk around, like whatever.
No, regardless, they're screaming at her. I'm sure, like, I can't even imagine going through that, and that's something that like needs to be.
They need to fix.
Take more seriously, I think, because like regardless of what they personally believe in, it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they are going to be targeted simply based on the fact of like what they look like, how they act, how they talk. So it doesn't really matter like what the personal beliefs are, because you have to ensure safety no matter what.
And you can look at it two ways. Like people in jail might see Nikita or any other trans woman that might be in that situation and be like, oh, let's target this person because they're a woman. And they might feel like that leaves them vulnerable or whatever. But they also could target them for being trans and like target them aggressively for that.
There's just so many different layers to it. So I do think that it is something that needs to be talked about. I'm glad that she's out.
And regardless of like what happened there, it brought attention to an issue that I think like really needed to be addressed. That a lot of people, like I didn't even think about it before it happened.
I had no idea, and it could be like a prominent issue for a lot of people.
Absolutely. Well, Lizbeth, thank you so much for filling us in on this week's Hot Topics.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Of course. This past week, we saw the semifinals of Dancing with the Stars, and the 4 stars entering the finale are Charli D'Amelio, Gabby Windey, Shangela, and Wayne Brady. Shangela made it to the finale.
I'm so excited.
Our manifestations worked.
What if she like wins?
She has a great
I would
chance.
lose my mind.
My only concern is that she was in the bottom.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, that means she's not getting as many fan votes as Charli, Wayne, and Gabby.
But don't the fan votes go away at a certain point, or no?
No, the judges' votes go away, I think.
Oh,
I don't know. I could be wrong.
I know that one of them, like I knew one of them went away. I wasn't sure.
Or actually, the judges don't eliminate anybody.
Okay.
It's their votes and it's like the people's votes and the judges' scores are still combined.
Right.
And then that determines the winner. But I'm just so nervous because she was in the bottom, so I was like, okay, Gabby, Charli, and Wayne all were announced as safe, which means the 3 of them got more votes, or at least Wayne got more votes than her because they had the same score the entire night. Charli and Gabby, I'm sure, probably got more votes than her, but they had a better score, so it could have balanced out. But I don't know. I'm just nervous.
I know, but honestly, I'm happy that she made it this far because I think we did not expect that. Like, I know that, I mean, even in the earlier episodes when Dancing with the Stars started, we were like, oh, like, I hope she goes further.
Yeah.
Like, I know in the beginning, I don't think she was like
very much coasting.
Yeah.
She was very much in the middle.
Yeah, she was never really a front runner in the beginning for sure. So I'm just happy that she has made it this far.
Yeah.
I think that it's quite a victory and that she's had a great season.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, I hope to see her go even further. But she should be very proud of herself. I think she's done a great job.
She should. I was sad to see Daniel go because his journey has just been so inspiring, and just watching him dance and watching him learn how to dance. He's just the cutest thing ever. Like,
Is he the one that was deaf?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, once again, just the fact that he got as far as he did is such an accomplishment. And like the representation they've had on the season has been great. And then not only did they have all these amazing people with like these incredible stories on, but they all like went further than
and they did a lot better
Yeah.
than a lot of people thought they were going to do.
yeah, like the fact that he came in, what is it, fifth, right?
Yeah.
Like, and he can't hear music.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous.
I know. And I don't know, just like watching him, every time I watch him dance, I'm like, oh my God,
wholesome.
he's so cute and wholesome, and his smile and like everything about him was amazing. Trevor he was good. I don't know. I didn't really like that whole journey, and I think he was a little bit overrated, but
That's
whatever.
okay.
Sixth place was good for him.
Yeah.
Charlie's
Agreed.
dance yesterday, I was watching it. She did the Paso Doble.
Okay. That's one of my favorites, actually.
That is my favorite. And I was watching, I was like, come on. Like, the whole season, I'm like, I know she's the best dancer.
Yeah, 100%.
But, like, in my head, I couldn't get behind the fact that, like, oh, she deserves to win. She can win just because, like, it's predictable.
Right. But she still has improved.
She has. And I was watching the dance, and I was like, oh, my God. Like, this is one of the best dances I've ever seen on the show.
Yeah.
And they even said that. They said that about her waltz. They were like, this is the best waltz that has ever been on this dance floor. Wow. And I really think that they're alluding to the fact that she is the best star to ever compete on the show.
That's crazy, because it's not like there haven't been other like people with a dance background on the show before. And looking at it from the flip side, I know I've said in the past, like, oh, you know, I don't think it's totally fair because she has a dance background. Not that I don't want her to do what I've enjoyed watching her dance. She's like amazing to watch, and I love her. She's so sweet. But I just was like, why are they casting dancers? Right. But she has improved so much, like even from the beginning, because again, like you can have a dance background, but now at this point in the competition, they all have a dance background, and they've all improved, and they all understand timing and know how to dance with a partner. So we're at the point now where I'm not going to say it's an even playing field, but it's a lot more fair now,
I agree.
Since they've all been having these experiences. And I also think two things. She's had to go, because of her skill level, above and beyond, because if she wasn't, they would be like, this is not hard for her, and she's not challenging herself or improving. And that could have,
challenging herself.
Yes, and that could have really hurt her with the judges, I think. But at the same time, I also think that because of TikTok, just in general, not like outside of Dancing with the Stars, she's had to deal with a lot of criticism, like, oh, you're not a real dancer, you're just a TikTok dancer. And I've always like followed the dance community, like since I was like really young, like before TikTok, just because I've always like been fascinated by it. And so I still follow a lot of those dancers, and they're like hardcore gatekeeping dance. Like, and I agree there's a difference between like TikTok dancers and like real professional dancers, but they make it very known that they are not the same or on the same level. So I think that this competition has helped Charlie like prove herself with like
and
how good of a
also,
dancer she
there's
is.
a huge difference between competition dance and ballroom dance and Latin dance. And that's like, I think that's where people bring in the fact that like, oh, she was a dancer, but she wasn't a ballroom dancer, she wasn't a Latin dancer.
Right.
So like, that's where that comes in, and those are two different things. That's where you like, you can compare TikTok and competition, same way you can compare competition and ballroom. Yeah. And so, I don't know. I like have so much respect for her, for how much she's challenged herself and how much Mark has challenged her as her pro.
Yeah, he did not let her just like coast through at all. Like he's been on her, which I've liked. And I think this has been really good for her. And I also think I like worry about her as, you know, just I felt like she got torn to shreds on the internet at such a young age. And it just like, she never, you know, people are always like, she asked for this, whatever. I'm like, she really didn't ask to blow up on TikTok. Like nobody really asked to blow up on TikTok.
She blew up.
Yeah. Like you kind of just, she made a dance video and it just went.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, not that she's upset about it,
Yeah.
but she, you know, she didn't ask for this.
I think that the show matured her in a way
Yes.
too, because she's competing with all of these adults and she's held at such a high standard and she's been scoring the highest out of all of these adults. So I think that in a way matured her, and I
Yeah.
think that will help her deal with all of these people on the internet that are like,
Right.
oh, you whatever. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think she did amazing, and this episode really like opened my eyes. Like, okay, I knew she was great, but like,
She's
wow, that dance
really
was,
good.
like, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Gabby also did great. She had 2 perfect scores, as did Charlie. So I don't know. I think it could be a close call between them. My
Yeah.
only concern is that with either of them winning, we have a whole like Gabby will be the 3rd Bachelorette to win the show.
Was she really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Hannah Brown and Caitlin Bristow both won.
I didn't know about
Caitlin and Hannah won back to back.
I don't think I watched Caitlin's season, but wow.
And then one person won in between then. So if
Right.
it would be basically 3 Bachelorettes in a row.
That's wild.
So like a lot of people are gonna be like, no, we don't want that again. And then Charlie, for the obvious reasons, like
she's a dancer.
she's a dancer. She's TikTok fame, like the JoJo Siwa from last year. Like she has this advantage. So that leaves Shangela and Wayne, who are the worser of the 2 dancers. And I don't know, like obviously I'm pulling for Shangela, but Wayne I feel like has this story that everybody's been following and everybody seems to love Wayne. So I think those 2 would be the most like respectable winners of the show.
But at the same time, I can't like justify one of the 2, like Charlie or Gabby not winning. As much as I would love to see Shangela win, we all know that I would love to see Shangela win. But I think that it would be hard. I don't know, reality TV is always fake to me, so I'm just like assuming that they can make whatever decision they want. But like the producers, if they want to give Shangela this moment, you know, she's the first drag queen, like she's the first, you know, male contestant to be with the male. Absolutely. I would think that it would be like a great moment, but how could they justify sending one
Charlie
of
home.
That would mean they would more than likely have to send home Gabby or Charlie.
Yeah.
How do you do that when
Right.
they've done obviously
Phenomenal.
the best the entire season?
I'm like thinking about it and I'm trying to weigh like which way the finale will go in my head, because we have had huge upsets. Last season was an upset. Iman won, like a
With
basketball
JoJo,
player.
you mean? Was that that season? Yeah.
Like JoJo, and who else was on that season? That somebody else, I'll remember. But they did really, really well. But Iman like had one breakout dance with the Us dance. It's like considered one of the best dances of all time.
I like when that happens.
Me too. But he wasn't the best dancer.
Right.
So we had that huge upset, which was exciting. So I feel like we could go that way with this season. We could go with one of the best dancers. I almost feel like the best route for it to go would be for Gabby to win, because of the fact that like if you take out, yes, she's a bachelorette and we've had 2 other bachelorette winners in the past 3 years. If you take that out, she didn't have the dance experience that Charlie had.
Right.
She is a nurse. So she came in and she had like this huge exponential growth.
Yeah.
And she's so lovable. She's so hilarious. Like she has a really good personality, and I think people are noticing that aren't just fans of The Bachelorette. And so I think that could be, if you look at it from like a producer lens, the safest option for who wins.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of I think the breakout dance for Iman, like 100%, but I also think that they didn't give it to JoJo because it was so predictable. I feel like they will go a similar route with Charlie. That's also not the first time that I have seen that happen. Every single time they've had like a gymnast on Dancing with the Stars, a few of them won, but a lot of times they got second or third, or like we're at the top and then they were like, all right, we got to get rid of them. Like it's too obvious that they're going to win. The only one I remember, like, and she deserved it, was Lori Hernandez. They like, nobody could touch her though. That was like the most amazing.
And I think
season
everything's
ever.
getting more competitive as like the seasons go on.
Yeah.
They keep getting more competitive.
Yeah.
So I think that's making it harder. Like, yeah, Charlie's the best, but like Gabby's also really good, and Shangela's also really good.
Right.
Like just because I feel bad because Shangela and Wayne compared to Gabby and Charlie, they might not be as good, but Charlie specifically is so good that it makes them look worse.
Absolutely. Like, I feel like if Charlie wasn't on the season,
Yeah.
Shangela would be right up there with Gabby.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just they're such at a higher level than everybody else. So again, that's why I'm like, it's unfair, but at the same time, how do they do that and then say that it's not scripted?
Right.
Because obviously, even just votes wise, Charlie probably has a bigger fan base than Shangela. Bachelor Nation's huge, you know, huge fan base, lots
Yeah.
of votes coming in there. She's a recent one too, so like people are keeping up with
Yeah.
her. So I don't know, I feel like it could go a lot of ways.
It could.
I'd like to think that it's just the scores and,
Yeah.
you know, the votes, but I know that that's probably not the
Yeah.
case. But I think I would be happy with any outcome at this point. I'm not going to
me
be like
too.
annoyed
I think,
with anything.
They all deserve it.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling for Shangela.
Oh, absolutely.
But Len is retiring.
that I saw that would be
This is
so
his last
sad.
season, 31 years. And
Good for him.
His little speech that he gave, he was like, I want to spend more time with my family and my grandkids. I was like,
The grandkids.
oh, it was so cute. The old
Yeah.
man has a heart.
It's
after
wild.
all.
He has looked the same
He's
since
literally-
I was a child.
Has. Every single season he looks the same.
Exactly
Maybe
same.
a little bit more hair in the earlier seasons.
Yes.
But that's it.
But like I've said this 100 times. Like I used to watch it with my grandmother growing up, and like he looks the same to
Yeah.
me. And I always thought he was like the mean one.
Yeah.
You know.
But,
But he's
I
such
just
a
don't know
cutie.
what they're going to do. Are they going to bring it back down to 3 and just keep Carrie Ann, Derek, and Bruno? Are they going to
Yeah.
add in another 4th? Like Cheryl retired from being a dancing. Are they going
Yeah.
to put her on the judges panel? Are they going to bring like Julianne Hough in?
Oh, that could be. I could see them doing that. That
like
seems,
I don't know what they're going to do. So
Yeah. We'll have to see.
I
But
know.
I love what Dancing with the Stars has done this season.
Me
I
too.
think that they have brought a lot of their audience back with this
Yeah,
season.
I agree.
And they've done a great job promoting it, a great job casting it. So yeah, it
the
was
cast really
really
helped them
great
out.
season.
Well, that's all for this week's episode of Point Blank. Be sure to check out all of our past episodes. We will not be having a show next week, and we hope everyone has an amazing Thanksgiving if you celebrate. Good night.